What I'm here to tell you through my experience from working all over California, where there's a vast array of different levels and qualities of life, is that the people that are living in the higher income levels are not there because they're white and because they're male. And the people in the lower income levels are not there because they're black or Hispanic or women or whatever the case may be. Top of the team is Coach E, and it's time to leverage your life. And if you didn't know, your life is your business. And if you're not living the life that you desire and deserve, it might be because you're not minding your business. And if you're not minding your business, it might be because you do not know what your business is. And if that's the case, you're in the right place. I'm here to help you. Now, today I want to talk about something peculiar. I've been a handyman for over 15 years, and I've been in a lot of homes. I've been in multiple homes from Beverly Hills to South Central, and I've seen a lot of different walks of life. I've seen the hyper rich and I've seen the hyper poor. So I've seen a lot of different variations in how people live. And what I've come to the conclusion of is that one common theme was that there was no one particular race of people or sex of people that were in the higher income levels that I went in or in the lower income levels that I went in. What I'm saying is I've been in wealthy people's homes that were black, and it wasn't just first generation, it was people that had generational wealth passed down or came from families of college educated people. And then I've been in homes of white people who were living below poverty line. I've been in Hispanic people's homes, and I've been in Hispanic women's homes who were successful, and I've been in some who weren't successful. I've been in Asian people's homes who were successful and who had nice homes and nice neighborhoods, and I've been in some homes who were not so nice that were people of Asian descent. So the first thing I noticed over this long span of time was that age, well, not age, but sex and race did not play a key role in the success of most people. Most people weren't successful because they were part of a certain race or sex, and most people were not unsuccessful because they were part of a certain race and sex. But one thing that I did realize was that decisions were vastly different in both cases. The decisions that the people made that were in the higher income level were vastly different than the decisions that people made on the lower income level. And when I say decisions, it's because both groups of people had the same decisions to make, but one decided to choose differently and the other didn't. And that's what determined their status. And what I came to the conclusion of is that there's two ways in which we need to look at decision making. Okay. The first way we look at decision making is that every day we make decisions, and those decisions will predict our future. The second thing is that these decisions that we're making, we need to be aware of what they are emotionally motivated by, whether it be instant gratification or some kind of future benefit. And those are the two main things we really need to focus on when it comes to life: the decisions that we're making and understanding that there are future predictors, and also what is motivating our decisions. Now, based on these categories, I've seen that poor people were the result of a long line of bad decision making that was unbroken, meaning they never corrected the bad decision making. It actually became a habit to make these bad decisions. And what I recognized with the wealthy, it was that it was a long line of better decision making. Now, I'm not saying that the wealthy always made good decisions, because the wealthy and the poor can both be broke. The poor will exist in a perpetual state of brokenness, but the wealthy will only be temporarily broke. And the only reason why is because when the wealthy become broke, it's because of miscalculation. Yeah, we all make mistakes, we all do things, and we have to learn from them. But the key is that the wealthy will learn from the mistake, and that the poor will keep repeating it. And this is where you get the long line of consecutive bad decisions that put them in a bad predicament. And then you get the long line of good decisions that put the wealthy in a better predicament. So, to give you more of a depth or more in-depth example, when it comes to decision making, the wealthy do not base their decisions on instant gratification. They base their decisions on the future benefit. Now, I've been in multiple homes and multiple neighborhoods. Like I said, from Beverly Hills, Hancock Park, I've been in the Valley, I've been in Porter Ranch, I've been in all these little nice areas. What I seen whenever I go in these areas is that early in the morning, people are up, walking their dogs, running, exercising, doing things that help them physically and benefit their physical health. Now, when I'm in the hood, what do I see people doing early in the morning? If they're up, because most people in the hood ain't getting up early. But if they do get up early, it's probably because they have to go to work. But other than that, they're walking to the liquor store, they're going to the smoke shop, they're going to the donut shop to get coffee. I don't never see this in the hood to where you got people just running and jogging. Maybe you're going to say, oh, because the hood dangerous. You can't just jog through the hood. I understand. And yes, I know there's many people that go to the gym and things of that nature. But what I'm just seeing is when I'm in one neighborhood, I see people, being free to work on bettering themselves. When I'm in another neighborhood, I see people doing things that will destroy themselves. And then I ask myself, why? Why? Why are people getting up and smoking? And why are these people getting up, drinking water, meditating, and running? It was a simple reason. One is motivated by the future benefit, the other motivated by instant gratification. See, in the poor neighborhood, people only want to do what makes them feel good right now. See, in the wealthier neighborhoods, people are going to do what's going to make them not only feel good right now, but really benefit them in the future. See, they're motivated by that future benefit. That's why they can save money. That's why they can invest money. Because even though there's no benefit right now, they know the future benefit is what makes them right now instantly happy. Whereas on the poor side, they're not worried about the future benefit. They only living for today. So if it doesn't make me happy today, why am I concerned about it? I'm gonna give you an example. Me and my wife been getting insurance policies and talking to financial advisors lately. And recently we just got approved for another multi-million-dollar insurance policy. Now, this insurance policy is for our future. It doesn't benefit us right now per se, but it is a variable life insurance policy. So 10 years from now, there can be a benefit, a cash value benefit that we can borrow against. But for the most part, it's about the death benefit, and the death benefit is in the millions. And this death benefit is for the benefit of us to be buried properly, but then also for our children so that they can have something when we pass. So we're making sure that we pass something on to our children. There is no immediate benefit from this policy, but the fact that we know and we can sleep good, knowing that if we pass today, tomorrow, or in 20 years, our kids will be okay. That's the only benefit immediately. But the real benefit doesn't come until we pass or somewhere in the future. And we're healthy. We don't plan on passing no time soon. And when I was doing it, I was excited about it. The financial advisor excited, of course. They get their commission, but also they excited about helping the family, prepare for their future. But I was mixed, and I was mixed because I was like, okay, we got $1 million policy, but they don't make us millionaires. But what I had to come to the realization was is that I'm preparing my future. It's not always about right now. Sometimes you have to do things, not sometimes, a lot of times you have to do things that help you so that your future can be better. Most of your decision making should be based on making your future better. And so, with that new mindset, I said, you know what? I'm very proud of myself and happy for what we are doing for our future, not only in terms of our physical future, but our children, which are our future. And that mindset shift is what places me in a whole nother realm. This is why the wealthy live in the neighborhoods they live in and they experience the things they experience because they make decisions not based on temporary gratification, but future benefit. Now, another thing I've seen in the poor neighborhoods that I didn't see in the wealthy neighborhoods is you never see a poor person truly have an issue with having a partner or no being in a relationship. And it always boggled me. They always had a partner. And then on top of that, if they're having a partner, they're having a lot of sex. So they got children. And so I'm looking at women when I walk my kids to school or drive my kids to school, like the poorest women have the most children. And I'm trying to figure out, why do they have so many children and they're so poor? And a lot of people say, well, they had the children and it made them poor. But a lot of them weren't rich before they had the children. So the children didn't make them poor. The children kept them poor most of the time. And I said to myself, well, why would you do this? Why would you do this to yourself? Why would you keep making these decisions? If you were poor with one child, two child, three child, why would you make a fourth child and still be poor? But I understood that it was about instant gratification. And in the hood, in the poor neighborhoods, we are preoccupied with what makes us feel good now. So what that means? That means we having a whole lot of sex and not thinking a whole lot about the future and what that sex that we're having is going to do to us. Because with sex comes children and responsibility. So in the poor neighborhoods, I'm seeing more children, more relationships, more things going on that create more financial hardships. And it's constantly going on. But the reason why is because we're preoccupied with instant gratification. Sex is instant gratification. You want to feel good now, irregardless to what punishment you're going to receive later on in the future. Now, children are a gift and a blessing, but they can be a punishment if you're not financially secure. It could be very hard. And y'all see it in the hood. People are struggling because they have children to take care of and they can barely take care of them. And it makes life hard. It makes people want to commit suicide. It makes people want to dump their children in the trash can. It makes people want to abandon their kids because they can't handle it. So you see that no, it's not really about race and sex. It's about decision making. And I'm seeing it on a regular basis. And this is why I'm learning to change my decision making ability or my ability to make decisions with better motivation. Because I understand what those bad decisions can lead to, especially over multiple years consecutively. They can lead to a life that you do not want. Now, these were some very basic examples. And these examples do not always apply to every situation. But what I'm trying to get you to understand is that life is based upon decisions. And your future status in life is based upon the decisions that you make and the motivation behind those decisions. What I'm here to tell you through my experience from working all over California, where there's a vast array of different levels and qualities of life, is that the people that are living in the higher income levels are not there because they're white and because they're male, and the people in the lower income levels are not there because they're black or Hispanic or women or whatever the case may be. The reason why these people are at certain levels and other people are not is because a series of decisions that's been made over time. For the people in the lower income levels, it's a series of bad decisions motivated by instant gratification. For the people in the higher levels of life, it's a series of good decisions based upon future gratification. One person is worried about things that will benefit them in the future. The other person is only worried about things that will benefit them now. Now, you might say, oh, we poor, we can only think about now. How can we think about the future? Let me tell you something. One day you're going to have to make a decision to make a change in your status. See, there's nothing that happened to me so great that made me want to go and get life insurance. There was no extra influx of income that said, okay, now I got this extra income. Now let me go get life insurance. I had to make a decision that if I don't want to continue to stay in this same state, I have to start forcing myself to prepare for the future. So I made a way to make it happen to where I can get that benefit now. So that means if I have to cut out stuff that I'm spending on right now that are really not important, I had to decide what was more important. Me being able to drink beer with my buddies on the weekend or taking that beer money that I used every weekend, total it up and say, I can use that money right there to pay for a life insurance policy. And you might say, well, but I can't drink no life insurance policy. I can't enjoy no life insurance policy. Well, do you have to change the way you live your life? Why are you constantly looking for enjoyment? Why are you constantly looking for gratification? Why do you always want to feel good? Why are you always looking for ways to chemically change your reality or change your consciousness? That's a problem. And that's what's going on in the hood. People are constantly looking for ways to change their reality, to alter their reality temporarily because they don't want to deal with the reality in front of them. Well, guess what? One day you're going to have to deal with that reality. And if you don't deal with it properly, you're not going to get the outcome that you want in the future. And it's going to be even worse for your future. So again, stop thinking that people are where they at because of some benefit that they got from their parents. Because people always squander generational wealth. There's people that inherit money and piss it off all the time. Just because you inherit money don't mean you're going to necessarily be successful. And just because you do not inherit money don't mean you're necessarily going to be unsuccessful. Life is based upon a series of decisions. And these decisions are predictors of your future. What these decisions are motivated by emotionally, whether it's for temporary gratification or future gratification, will determine the quality of your life. Start making better decisions because you are responsible for your condition. Nobody else is. Your race is not responsible for your condition. Your sex is not responsible for your condition unless you want it to be. Your decision making is why you're where you're at. So if you're not living a life that you desire and deserve, like I said in the beginning, it's because you're not minding your business. And minding your business means making good decisions consecutively over a long period of time until you reap the benefits of those decisions. Me working out, I don't always see the benefits. Me eating good, I don't always feel the benefits. But I know my future self is going to love me. My 65-year-old self is going to say, damn, I'm glad that you created the habit of working out 5 days a week and eating a vegetarian diet. I'm thankful because now I ain't got to walk around on no cane. Now I ain't got to worry about medical expenses for all this fucking cocktail of pills I got to take. Now I ain't got to worry about talking about back problems and joint problems. I ain't got to worry about not being able to play with my grandchildren. I ain't got to worry about not being able to physically go out and do the things that I love to do and enjoy life. Because my old self did things to benefit my future self. But why you want to sit here and do everything to benefit now, when you're 65, you're going to regret it. And that's the whole point. That's the whole basis. So I hope what I said has penetrated in your mind, especially for the people on a lower income level. We got to make better decisions, man. And we got to start making decisions in the future. Nothing's going to happen that's going to motivate you to make those decisions unless you make a decision to say, I just don't want to live this life I'm living anymore. And decide to think about your future and decide to think 10 years down and then start preparing for that. Now, I ain't always made the best decisions. So I haven't always been in the best predicaments. But I don't blame the fact that I was born poor. And I don't blame my parents for not teaching me financial education and financial literacy because they weren't taught. The only person I can blame is myself if I continue to stay in that state. Because not only do I have the internet, I have fingers, I have eyes, I have a brain that operates perfectly, and I have a phone, and I can access any information anytime I want. If I choose to watch Pornhub instead of watch a video on how to make more money, then that's my decision. And wherever I end up based on that decision is my fault. Until next time, don't be good, be good at it.